This is a core part of our strategy now. So when I joined as chairman, one thing I wanted to do was to really manage Buxton more as a portfolio of opportunities for our shareholders and think of it more from an asset management perspective, which is an industry I used to work in, where rather than falling in love with any particular exploration project, we're always reviewing our exploration projects against each other and their potential, and also reviewing them against new projects that we could always bring into the company. So we're always trying to maximise the risk-adjusted return for shareholders by constantly reviewing the projects we have and reviewing new ones. And often we'll be very aggressive in putting our hands down on new applications, particularly where there's small amounts of money involved to get our hand on something. And then we'll bring that in and go through a process of deciding, well, is that something we want to pursue or not? In the meantime, we'll be looking through our existing portfolio of projects and saying, well, do these other projects, do they really meet the criteria? And obviously some do. They're fantastic projects like Copper Wolf in Arizona, some very exciting targets there, some other really exciting targets in WA as well, but then some don't. You take another look at them, and also things change over the time in the background. Maybe the access has gotten more difficult, or there are other issues involved. And so what we're doing today is announcing, after doing one of these reviews, a rebalancing of the portfolio, where we're relinquishing some of the older projects and also reducing some of the size of them. And we're also, at the same time as we're picking up new projects, and one of them we've previously announced some detail on, but these other new projects we also expect to announce more details on, imminently. Yeah, so with the new assets that we come in, these new applications, I think there's 4 new applications there highlighted in the release today. They also now need to go through another phase of the process to see whether we really commit to exploration on those. So obviously there's more work to do on the available geological data, but then we've also got to look at things like access to these properties. Is access what we expected it to be, or is it going to be more difficult? We need to look at the situation with the traditional owners and make sure that we can realistically get access. And sometimes you won't know until you've actually put in the application, and then we go and have the conversation with the traditional owners and we say, look, we'd like to do some work here. How do you feel about that? What are your thoughts on that? And sometimes you get a positive reaction there, and sometimes you won't. And so we need to go through that step by step and see what we can do. But all of these projects, we'll reassess them every few months against the existing projects. And I wouldn't expect all these new applications to go the distance. I expect 1 or 2 of these applications will be relinquished even before we get them granted. And that's just going to be part of the process. And shareholders should expect us to see us pick up new applications, work through them. Do they make sense? Do they represent a good risk reward to our shareholders or not? And if they don't, we move them on. And yeah, so but I'm really pleased that we're doing this as a team, and that we're actively managing the portfolio in this way. And I expect shareholders should expect to see an announcement like this, not every month, but every 4 or 5 months, probably some sort of rebalancing of the portfolio. And this is just about, this reflects our core strategy, which is about maximising returns for our shareholders.